It's just that they know more than they're saying. A little bit longer and I can get it out of them. I can feel it. Help me take them over to the church. We can work on them in there. And you, Carson, keep up there with us and keep us a lookout. We won't be long. The book I'll be reviewing for you today is The Inheritance by Simon Tolkien, published in 2010. If you're thinking that the name sounds familiar, yes, he is the grandson of J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings series and The Hobbit. But I prefer Simon Tolkien's genre compared to fantasy and folklore and things. But this is a courtroom murder mystery, and it takes place post-World War II UK, and it involves the murder of an old military man who's also a historian at Oxford, and his eldest son is the suspect and is on trial for his life. Now, Stephen is the main suspect in this book because his father, who was the one who was murdered, was going to be disinheriting him and his brother Silas from the account. So, what's the better motive? Kill him before he finishes changing his will. Now, the plot goes back and forth between different characters' point of view. Each chapter kind of goes into several different characters' perspective and how they think. I really, really enjoyed that. This book introduces the character, which he will write in future novels, of William Trabe, Detective Inspector. He's a very likable character. He's gone through a lot of heartache in his life, and so he feels very personally attached to this case, and he will do anything and goes to the nth degree to try and prove Stephen's innocence because he does not believe Stephen is this crazy murderer who would kill their father. I found the characters in this book very well rounded, very well put together. This book just flows, and you just start to really care for the characters. You want them to succeed, or even if they're, malignant evil characters, you kind of want them to progress to see what's going to happen with them, because there's some characters in this book I just did not like at all. They're just horrible people, but you just wanted them to keep going so you could see what was going to happen next. And then there's also some characters who, like Detective Inspector Trabe and Stephen, you really cared for him as well because you deep down knew that he was not the one who committed this crime. But as things progress, it's like it just keeps looking more towards him, and this book really plays into the injustice of the courtroom system and how easily somebody could lie and weasel their way out of being a suspect, or they could force somebody else to be a suspect. But these characters were very deep and complex, and I really, really enjoyed the different characters in this book. The main themes that I found in this book were justice, because Detective Inspector Trabe just would do anything. He goes to the farthest he can go to prove his innocence of his client, Stephen. Betrayal is also a very big theme in this book. There is lots of betrayal. There's lots of lying to get what they want, and lots of twists because of that. And I found persistence was a good word to describe a theme in this book, because people, regardless if it's good or bad, they will do whatever it takes to get what they want. You will notice that in this book. There's certain characters, how they will sacrifice people's lives. They will do everything they can to get answers and to get what they want. But I really recommend this book. I feel like it just flowed, and I just was so into the characters and the plot. I just wanted to see what would happen in the court case. What's going to happen? Is he going to be guilty? Is he going to be innocent? What's going to happen? What's Trabe going to do? And the people who really like courtroom murder mysteries, like suspense, like Agatha Christie, I think and John Grisham, because that's what caught my eye with this book, because the critics said have Christie, have Grisham. I'm like, what's a better combination? Courtroom and murder. It's great. And if people who really enjoy, like, kind of maybe not completely relatable, because some of these characters are pretty intense, and but people who like really well-rounded, deep, developed, complex characters, this is a really good book. So highly recommend this book, The Inheritance by Simon Tolkien.